I've never been one of those people who hates birthdays. In fact, I used to tell people that my favorite holiday was my birthday, as if it was a national holiday everyone should be celebrating. As the years pass and the shininess of aging seems to grow duller, my birthday still holds a high amount of celebration, but more as my own personal new year, where I reflect on all I've achieved in the year prior, the many ways that I've changed and grown, and how I want to move forward going into my next year of life. Now, don't get me wrong, I still love the grandeur of a birthday celebration. I've never shied away from the spotlight, and I love any chance to throw a good party. But in the lead up to my birthday, I figured today would be a good day to spend together reflecting on the 28 things I've learned by the time I turned 28. Number 1 is knowing what you can control and don't worry about what you can't. As someone who's struggled with control issues most of her life, this is one that I finally feel I've really come to terms with this year. Jesus reminds us in Matthew 6:34 that we should not worry about tomorrow, for each day has enough trouble of its own. And sometimes things just are completely out of our control. When we take stock of what is in our control and what is not, we create a space for peace and can better take anxiety out of the equation. Remember that we are only in control of our own actions, not the actions of others, so don't waste your time or energy on trying to control what you simply can't. Sometimes the best plan of action is just focusing on your next step forward instead of your final destination. Number 2 is that having a personal style is more important than following every trend. When you're dressing for other people's approval, you're giving away some of your power to feel confident and taking away pieces of your individuality. You want to make sure that you're comfortable in what you have on so that you can always show up as your best and most authentic self. Number 3 is knowing that it is okay if not everyone likes you. We were created with different personalities and different desires and different likes and dislikes. And because of that, I don't think that you have to have everybody like you. In fact, everyone's not going to like you. And so the sooner that you can be okay with that, the better off you're gonna be. Some people we naturally click with and some people we just don't, and that's okay. I fully believe that being your authentic self is way more important than being liked. And the people who are meant for your life are gonna like who you are anyway, so there's no reason to pretend to be somebody else just for the sake of being liked. And if you are acting different to be liked by someone, it's only hurting yourself. You're gonna end up growing resentful of those people that you're acting differently than who you naturally are, and it's gonna create a wedge between you and the people that you were acting for anyway, so just save yourself the hassle and just be yourself. Number 4 is that you don't have to prove anything to anyone. As long as you are secure in who you are, it's not your responsibility to make sure that people are perceiving you the way that you want to be perceived. People are going to bring their own trauma and perceptions and reflections of who they think that you are into how they're perceiving you, and it's not your job to fix that. Focus on protecting your peace and being happy with who you are, and everything else will fall into place the way that it's supposed to. Number 5 is remembering that perfect should never be your end goal. Perfect is an unattainable standard, and if you're reaching for that, you're really only setting yourself up for failure. If you're focusing more on the process and the experience of getting to where you're going and just focusing on being what is the best that you can be, you're gonna be a lot happier and a lot better off. Kevin told me that my shirt was giving Steve from Blue's Clues, and now I can't unsee it, but I've already committed. I feel good in the outfit. I think it's really cute. I like my little pink shoes with the color. Guess we're just rocking with Blue's Clues today. That's okay. We have been seeing this really cute little market cafe thing on Instagram, and we're going to check it out. It's called Littleton's Market. I don't know anything about it other than the pictures that I've seen online, but we will see. I also, while we're out, want to run some errands, so I'm trying to do a little birthday photo shoot to post on my birthday. I like to do this every year, and we're not celebrating my birthday until a couple weeks from now because my birthday is over Easter weekend and everybody's gonna be out of town. And we will be out of town as well. We're going to the beach for my birthday. So I'm looking to get like some balloons, some flowers, maybe a cake, that kind of thing. I have pinned some inspo to replicate for that, so we need to get the things for that. I would love to go to Barnes & Noble and see if I can find some books that I want to take on the trip with us. Whether or not I actually get the physical book or I just like get inspo of things that I want to put on my Kindle, I don't really care, but I want to do that. And then I think that will be most of our afternoon. But that brings me to our next lesson, which is to romanticize everything. I feel like I've learned this a lot through just being on social media. It's really easy to see other people's lives and think that they have this like grandiose life, but really they're just better at romanticizing their lives. And so it's the type of thing that like when you're on vacation, you're not doing things that are like crazy different than your normal everyday life. You're just looking at things more romantically because you're on vacation. And so if you can learn to do that in your everyday life, it brings more joy and more beauty to your everyday life and will help you enjoy your life more.
Number 7 is that not going after your goals only lets yourself down. At the end of the day, decisions are primarily affecting you. If you feel aligned with certain goals that are different than what others around you are doing, you're only letting yourself down by not going after them. And remember that your goals are allowed to change. What you decide to go after at 15 may be different from what you want to do at 25, which may be different than what you want to do at 35 or even 65. Which brings me to number 8, which is that you don't have to stay on the same path forever. As you grow, chances are that your desires will change and the things that you want to accomplish will change. And that is not only okay, but completely normal. So don't box yourself into something just because you decided it's what you wanted when you were younger. You can accomplish anything you set your mind to with the right amount of determination, perseverance, and resources. And as you're pursuing these new goals, remember that whatever is meant for you will not pass you by. It's so easy to get discouraged when it's harder to accomplish something than you originally had hoped it would be. But remember that comparison is a thief. It will rob you of your joy and may start to convince you that you're not actually cut out for this new path that you're trying to create. But no one has your same path, and whatever is truly meant for you will come to you in time. Number 10 is that the people you feel safe with are worth more than gold. I've had many people in my life that I felt that I was too much for. Either too much, too high maintenance, too outgoing, too shiny. And so I toned myself down for the comfort of others because I was afraid of rejection. But you should never have to alter things about yourself to feel accepted. The right people are going to cherish you for exactly who you are. You will never feel too much, but will feel yourself begin to shine brighter than you ever thought possible. Those are the people that you want to keep around and pour into.
Okay, number 11 is to let people show you who they are. You need to take out your expectations and your perception of people and just let them be who they are, and they will show you their true character. And sometimes that ends up being not what you wanted it to be, and it's very disappointing. But remember, in those instances, that is not on you. It is not your fault that people don't have the character that you wanted them to, but also it is your responsibility to determine how people treat you. So make sure that you are never settling for less than you are worth. You can't control how people treat you, but you can control how you allow yourself to be treated. So putting those boundaries in place to make sure that people know how you expect to be treated is very important for healthy relationships and just being able to be treated the way that you deserve in the long run. Remember that if they wanted to, they would. Stop making excuses for other people's poor behavior. If they are showing you who they are and what they're willing to do and how they're willing to act, and you're still making excuses of, oh, they just have this going on or that kind of thing, at times that is acceptable. Everybody goes through hard things, but there's a difference between going through hard things and needing help and expecting other people to take care of those things for you. And so if you are putting boundaries in place and people aren't willing to uphold them or respect them or treat you the way that you deserve to be treated, maybe it's time to reevaluate that relationship. And in that, remember that everyone you lose is not a loss. If somebody is willing to walk out of your life or is not being beneficial to your life anymore, it's okay for those relationships to kind of fall by the wayside. It's okay to protect your peace and protect what you feel like is best for your life. And remember that the people who are supposed to be in your journey and who are serving a purpose in your life are going to stick by you. The people who are really quality are going to be there with you through thick or thin. And so if somebody's willing to walk out of your life, it's probably not a loss, even though it might hurt. Okay, we're in Target, which is a great time to talk about intentional spending. Determine something between a want and a need. Impulse buying doesn't do anybody any good. So you need to ask yourself, if I buy this, am I gonna have to sacrifice something else? And then when you do, you have to ask yourself, is the sacrifice worth it? And determine what your values are. And then this will help you align better with your spending goals and intentionally spend. Okay, there's a couple things that I need to pick up for our trip that we're going on, sunscreen being one of them, which reminds me that the money that you spend on travel, you will never regret. I feel like travel and experiences are things that you can just like constantly be learning, gaining new experiences, gaining new life experiences through doing. And so in my personal opinion, when you spend money on travel, it's never a waste. Number 17 is that people don't care about you as much as you think that they do. Think about it. How many times when you're out in public are you actually paying attention to the people around you? Not very frequently. So if you want to record things in public, do it. Nobody cares. Nobody's paying attention to you. Do what you want. Live your life. Suddenly it is like raining awfully. It's super disgusting outside. But number 19 is that things are never as personal as they might seem. So getting all of this birthday stuff, I definitely have been struggling with the fact that I don't feel like we can necessarily celebrate my birthday on my actual birthday because it's Easter and people aren't going to be around. I definitely have kind of struggled with that, like people not being around for my birthday. I'm a big birthday fan. I like to be celebrated. I like to celebrate. And so that has been kind of hard for me, but I have definitely had to remind myself that like it's not personal. People are going home to do what they would always do for Easter, and unfortunately I'm not so special that they would change all of their plans. And that is not something personal against me. That's just the way that it is. Even though it is unfortunate and makes me feel sad, it's not that personal. Things aren't that serious.
Number 19 is that life is too short not to take the risk. Your next day is never guaranteed, so if you want to do something, do it. Don't let fear get in the way of accomplishing your desires. #20 is to make time for your hobbies. Doing things outside of work is so important for your personal growth and just for like feeding your soul. I've always loved to read, but as my schoolwork got more rigorous and I was having to do more reading for school, I didn't find as much enjoyment in it. But now that I'm out of school, I've started reading again and I love it. It's one of my very favorite pastimes. Since getting into reading again, I've started watching less TV, consuming less media, and it's also helped with the decrease in my anxiety, which is a big win in my opinion. So find things that you enjoy doing and just do them. And bonus points if it's something new that helps you grow while you're doing it. 21 is to take time to have fun. Kevin has really helped me grow in this one. Not everything has to be so serious or even for a purpose. So take time to dance in the middle of the bookstore, stop to capture a beautiful moment, and just be silly because you want to. Don't stop letting your inner child shine through from time to time.
All right, the birthday things have been secured. Number 22 is to remember that you know what is best for your life. Lots of people are gonna have opinions on what you should be doing with your life, all of the different decisions that you have to make throughout, but remember that you ultimately know what is going to be best for you. You know what's going to make you happy, what you can live with, what your path is supposed to be. Only you can decide what you're going to be doing in life, so don't let others take that power away from you. I think one of the hardest lessons that I have had to learn, that I really have been working on this year specifically, is that rest is really important, and it's actually needed, not just like desired. You need to rest. You need to have time to recoup and recharge your battery, and if you aren't resting, you're not going to be able to function at your full capacity, and then everything that you want to get done anyway isn't going to be at your best. So taking time to just lay around, enjoy your hobbies, watch TV, read, take a nap, like that is actually really good. You see that even in Jesus, like he rested. God modeled having a day of rest. Like rest is a very biblical thing, and so the next few hours I think I would like to just take some time to rest. In the name of honesty, rest is apparently pretty important in this household because we fell asleep and now it's 8 o'clock. Oops. I was gonna make dinner. I don't want to make dinner anymore. The next thing that I've learned is that it is important to be comfortable with your own company, which feels a little bit counterintuitive today because I've spent the whole day with Kevin, but this little cat really has helped me learn that. Most of grad school, I was kind of on my own, and he was my only company. And he really helped me learn that, like, just being on your own, you have to learn to like yourself before other people are necessarily gonna like being around you. You have to be secure in yourself and like doing things on your own and learn to be a little bit independent. And then you can add people into your life in a healthy way, not being so dependent on them. But I've always been pretty dependent on my cat. Number 25 is doing things that make you uncomfortable, which again is not what I did today. We came to Fazoli's and that is like our comfort cheat meal, but doing things that make you uncomfortable help you grow. You're not gonna grow ever by just staying in your comfort zone, so push yourself to do hard things, try new experiences, try new things, and you'll become a better person for it. Okay, we have made it to the end of the day, so I figured we could do the last couple while I am getting ready for bed. So number 26 is to have an open mind about everything. Remember that people are allowed to have different views than you on things, and that doesn't make them objectively wrong or right. What is going to be right for one person doesn't necessarily have to be right for everyone, and vice versa. You're allowed to have different ideals of what's going to be best for you. Additionally, recognizing that there's always space to be learning more information. You might have a certain idea about something, and then as you learn more information, you're allowed to change your mind. As you gain more information and new perspectives and new experiences, you can change your mind from one thing to the next, and that doesn't mean that you are right or wrong. It just means that you have new information and that you're changing your viewpoint on things. Most things are more gray than black and white, and I think that that's important to remember. Number 27 is that a little progress every day leads to your success. Generally, the things that are worth doing take time and aren't gonna happen overnight, and that has been something that I really have had to learn with doing social media, but just everything in life can kind of be applied to that. And most things
are hard. It takes time to do the things that like really matter, and so you have to just be able to persevere through those things, keep yourself accountable, and just continue to work towards the things that really matter to you. Some things might happen overnight, but I don't think that that's the norm. And finally, number 28 is to just be kinder to yourself. You have to remember that at every age, you are still the ages that came before that. So even though I'm turning 28, I'm still the same toddler and little girl and 12-year-old and 16-year-old Taylor that I have been. Those younger selves still exist in me. All of her little hopes and dreams still exist in me, and I am still working towards those things every single day. So remembering that and being just a little bit nicer to yourself every day will really go a long way. And with that, that is my 28 things that I have learned in my 28 years of life. I cannot believe that I am entering what I would consider like my late 20s. I don't really know how I got here, but I do feel like so much growth happens in your 20s, and I don't know, I just feel like I'm still learning so much about myself every day. So much like self-discovery and just learning how to like navigate in the world as an adult happens in your 20s, and I definitely feel like I have grown a lot, especially even just this year in my like sense of self, who I am, who I was created to be. So if you are not there yet, don't feel bad, because everybody's on their own path, everybody's learning things at different rates, and so I hope you were able to take a little bit of what I said today and it has taught you something for your next year of life. So 28 is this year, 29 is next year, and that will be my golden birthday. I'm turning 29 on the 29th, so I want to have a fun like golden themed party for that, and then it's the big 3-0, and I just can't believe that I am closer to 30 than I am to 20. That is just wild. But that being said, 27 brought me just so much joy and new experiences and travel and just so much good things. I cannot wait to see what 28 has in store for me. I'm thankful to have seen another trip around the sun. Thank you so much for all of the birthday wishes on my actual birthday, and just thank you for sticking around for another year of my life. It's been fun to explore that for the first time on this page. I will be excited to vlog my entire next year of life. This 28 will be the first year that's been completely captured on the vlog. So make sure you stick around, and thank you for being here up to this point, and I hope you stick around for my next year. See ya.